Hitting level 75 on my first expedition was a journey, but it completely changed how I view Arc Raiders. It's a game that offers some of the best unscripted moments I've ever had. But is the endgame really designed to keep you playing? Here's my honest opinion. I hit level 75 on my first expedition. I've completed everything for the next expedition, so the big question is, was the grind actually worth it? Let's take a deeper dive by starting with the journey. I feel like level 1 through 15 was the hardest part of my journey. It's when you don't have everything you want to break out, just have what's in your stash, basically the hardest part of the game. But once you get to the point where you can kill Arc pretty easily with like Anvil or something, it totally goes from one of the toughest games you ever played to, I can figure this out and move on. I feel like the level 60 through 75 was leveling so fast, it was getting 2/3 of a level per raid, or almost a level per raid in the 70s. I'm not sure how the leveling works out, but you really fly through it from 60 to 75. Did the game stay fun or did it become a chore? The gameplay was fun all the way to the end. I really enjoyed it. I was even looking for some blueprints all the way to the end, and then I found a survivor augment for my next expansion, so I'm really happy about that. The question is now what? By the way, if you're getting value out of this video, consider dropping a like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps support the content. Now let's dive back in. The in-game expedition problem. Is there a real in-game once XP stops, or does it feel empty? There is an in-game when XP stops. You can do a myriad of things. You can choose to chase making legendary weapons, taking down the matriarch, taking down the harvester over and over again, trying to get all those blueprints that they drop. I still don't have the equalizer, but I do have the Jupiter and Alpheon. Then you can try and craft more legendary weapons on top of legendary weapons and keep the process going and taking down the matriarch of the harvester. That's real fun. I've done that a lot. You can chase completing your blueprints. That really doesn't feel like something I want to do this time around because I'm only missing a handful of blueprints, and to be honest with you, they're just going to get wiped anyways my next expedition. So I kind of feel like that part of the gameplay loop is not as important if you're doing expedition. You can complete on the trial levels and get blueprints that way, or rare guns or epic guns, but the problem is that I have all the guns I really want. I have all the blueprints I really want, so the trials seem kind of lacking to me. It seems like work and waste of resources on stuff that you really don't want to waste your resources on. I know some people really get into the trials, but for me they've always seemed like doing work for nothing almost. Sometimes you do a lot of work and you get really bad rewards. So if there was like tokens or something that you got from doing the trials, and eventually you could use those tokens to unlock blueprints or something, that would be totally different. But trials are just totally random with what they give you. You can play to unlock the expedition vault or more stash spaces. I have completed the expedition for the next round, but I haven't got the expedition vault to fill up my items yet, and I haven't extended my stash spaces. The two things I'm interested in, possibly getting some cosmetics on the way. But is that enough to keep a player in the in-game? That depends on the player, but for me, I can see myself going for the extended stash space or expedition vault, and then probably calling it until the next expedition because I know everything's going to be white. The best part about Arc Raiders is playing with other friends. You cannot replace the unscripted moments in this game. The things that happen when 2, 4, 6, 8 people are around. Something crazy happens, something funny happens, something bad happens. It doesn't matter. It's all unscripted and it can't be captured hardly any other game like it is in Arc Raiders. That makes it very important. And I really enjoy the co-op in this game. I think it's what makes this game great, being able to play with your friends. Now the problem is if your friends stop playing, what do you do, right? Now that becomes another issue. The reset. How do I really feel about the expedition and reset wiping my progress? I'm really over it. To be honest, I don't really care about the wipe that happened before. I level 75, got pretty much everything I want now. I did enjoy the wipe, to be honest. I thought it was really refreshing not to be able to take out anything I wanted, to have to use the toilet paper bandages, to have to use just whatever gun I had available. I used a Stitcher for a long time till I could find a gun. It was level 9 when I found another gun besides a Stitcher. Being able to force to use what the game offers you or what you have is the fun part about Arc Raiders, especially at the beginning. Towards the end, when you just kind of got to make this full, and I can take whatever I want. The game starts to feel like rinse and repeat. You take the loadout, you tear stuff up. Sometimes you die, you reload that loadout, and you go out. It doesn't seem to be as much flexibility as I would like to see. I would like to see a reason to carry different weapons in different maps. I would like to see different styles of gameplay rewarded more in different maps versus others. That's what I would like to see. If you watch my earlier videos, you know that I'm taking every expansion going forward as long as I'm playing the game. The big question is how much do you play after you reach level 75 and you get the blueprints and you get the expansion vault? Is how much do you play after that knowing it's all going to be white? The answer to that is you play as much as is fun. But I think what's happening with a lot of Arc Raider fans is that they expect this game to be all game. And what I mean by that is they expect to play it morning, day, night, always be doing Arc Raiders, never taking time for another game or anything else. This game is great and it'll give you some of the best first 300 hours that you can ever have. But once you get through with the first expedition, you start to really realize that this game is not the game to play 24/7, maybe like World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy 14 or anything like that. Instead, this game is basically achievable to get to a point where you can play other games before the expedition, which I think personally Embark designed the game that way so that you can continue to play this game, make progress, do expeditions, but you can still got time to knock out other games. I don't think they're trying to be the one and only game for you. I think they're trying to be a game on your list of rotation. Is that dangerous? Time will tell. But to be honest with you right now, the way the in-game is, it seems like Arc Raiders is not pushing to be your daily game as much as people try to make it that way. That's my personal opinion. Is level 75 a must-do or a trap? I think level 75 is a must-do in my opinion. I think if you roll the expedition, you should at least get to level 75, max out your character, see what your talent build can be like. I really enjoy my talent build that I made at level 75 with 5 extra bonus points. It's really come in handy. I got security breach and I got things to help me last longer when I'm down, which have really come in handy lately. One map I got killed by a vaporizer early on and I was able to crawl all the way to the extraction point and get out in Blue Gate. That was really nice. That's something that wouldn't happen without those talent points. Even wearing a survivor augment, I wouldn't have made it. So with that, I do think that the extra talent points come in handy and they do make a difference. So I will continue to take expeditions to continue to get more talents and to continue to get more perks and just keep building my character up as long as the expedition process is somewhat doable and fun. But I'm looking forward to the next reset, actually. I know that sounds crazy, but I think the best part of the game for me was level 1 through 25 when I didn't have every blueprint, every workstation. That was fun times. Since I got every workstation, I started to get all the blueprints. Once I got a Bettina blueprint and a workstation that could print them, I never went back. Same thing with Hall Crackers. Once I got Hall Crackers up to where I could upgrade them and craft them and everything, I just never went back. I always used the Hall Cracker. Please comment if you are currently on an expedition and how you feel about the gameplay, or are you planning on doing it in the next expedition? If you've never done an expedition, please let me know in the comments if the series has helped you make a decision one way or the other. If you enjoyed this video, please consider dropping a like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow and helps me have more time to make content. With that, Triwind out.